My name is Jerry Smith with Back Tee Sports. We're here at Ventana Canyon in Tucson, Arizona. Our tip of the month is going to be the wedge game. What I have set up here on the back of the driving range is 6 different towels at 6 different yardages. This being 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70 yards. Doing this type of practice with your wedge game can help lower your scores greatly and would be really good for each and all of us to practice as much of this as we can. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about the technique, and then what I'm trying to do here in this drill is I'm trying to hit the ball these different yardages. This first towel is going to be 20 yards and then 10-yard increments after that. So what we want to do is land this shot the distance that I'm talking about, and you'll get a feel for how far the ball will run out after that. So let's go ahead and go through a little bit of the technique with this. You see a lot of great players practice this. Phil Mickelson talks about this a lot. You can use towels, you can use cones, you can use lots of different things. And just walk the yardages off, set the towels down, and away you go. So here we go. First off, I'm going to be at 20 yards. And what I'm going to do with my golf swing here is I'm going to think a little bit about a clock. If you can think about my hands once I set up to the ball are at 6 o'clock on a clock. And then what I'm going to try and do is swing my hands and my arms or the club to different time periods on the clock and follow through and use that as my gauge for how far I'm going to hit these particular shots. So here we go at 20 yards. My hands start at 6 o'clock. I'm going to swing my hands to a little bit shy of 9 o'clock, probably between 7 and 8 o'clock. And then I'm going to go ahead and follow through to a little shy of 3 o'clock. So let's go ahead and see how that works. Also notice in my technique here, there's not going to be a lot of wrist hinging going on here. It's going to be very much you're going to swing with your arms, and there's not a lot of body movement going on here, and you'll see some of these things in some of my golf shots. Just look at the hands and kind of think about that clock. So here we go. I'm going to swing it to a little shy of 9 o'clock there and go to 3. Came up a little bit short. Let's try one more. Okay, again, once I'm set up, feet are going to be very close together. You're going to be slightly open with your stance and choke down on the club just slightly, about halfway down. And then again, think about the length of your swing. That was a little better. Just a little short of that. Let's go to the next distance. Let's go to 30 yards. I want to go a little further with this swing, so I'm going to take it definitely to 9 o'clock, and I'm going to swing it all the way to 3 o'clock. So let's go ahead and do that. Again with the same setup. Choking halfway down, feet slightly open, very narrow, and now we swing with our arms. That was perfect. Went my correct distance. Okay, let's move to 40 yards. Now I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to take it past 9 o'clock. I'm going to go probably to 10 or 11 o'clock and try to finish at 3 o'clock. So here we go. Let's see how that works. Again, same setup. Feet narrow, slightly open, choking down, swing the hands, arms. Again, almost perfect with that distance. Very easy. You can see it took me a couple times in the first one. Second and third one, I've been spot on. Okay, here we go. The next one is 50 yards. So now I've got to go to that 10, 11 o'clock like I showed you and go a little bit further with my follow through. Go past the 3 o'clock, go to about 2. So here we go. As you can see, the setup with these particular shots is the same with all of them. So it makes it very simple. We're just swinging our arms different distances or different times on the clock. So here I go. Maybe a little short on that. You'll find as you get to a little longer shot, the speed is probably going to have to increase just a little bit. And that'll happen really just naturally because you're swinging the club a longer distance. So here we go to 60 yards. This is going to be, again, it's going to be to at least 10 o'clock, and I'm going to go all the way to about 2 o'clock. And just increase that speed just a little bit. Again, same setup. Let's just swing those arms. That distance is perfect. You can see I've matched up almost the same on both sides with that one. If you can work on your distance control with your wedges. Now I use the 60-degree wedge on each one of these shots. You can vary with your gap wedge to hit it a little bit farther, and that's another way that you can control your distances by changing the loft for the club that you use. But what I tried to demonstrate here today is that I tried to do the different distances with where I swing the club on the clock, and as you can see, it won't take very long to dial in some of these yardages, and is going to really help you when you get out on the golf course and help you lower your scores, and I hope you have a lot of fun with that. My name is Jerry Smith with Back Tee Sports, and that is your tip of the month.